This year's spectator-caused crash in the Tour de France was brutal. I think we can all agree the lady who caused the accident didn't mean to. She just wasn't paying attention and wasn't considering her surroundings. She just didn't consider how her actions would affect those around her. And in this case, it was very public and very terrible and happened to be on the world stage. As salespeople and founders in B2B businesses, we can learn some very key lessons about this as an example. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 2 examples how unintended consequences can have long-lasting effects during the sales process. And they can be easily avoided to prevent any unnecessary carnage within your business. If you learned something in this video, I'd really appreciate your support. If you could hit the like, subscribe, and bell button down below, but only if you learned something. Those actions may mean little to you, but they mean very much to me, so I'd really like to thank you in advance. I've been working in sales for more than 20 years, and in the last 7, I've been selling 7-figure, multi-million-dollar enterprise SaaS deals for startups. And in that time, I've worked with some really good salespeople and some bad salespeople. And what I have observed is salespeople's behavior, just like that lady in the Tour de France video, can have some unintended negative consequences that may affect others around them. And this is mainly because salespeople forget they operate in a double-sided marketplace. We all know a salesperson's role is to sell to the market, to their clients, and win business. But what is often overlooked is we need to sell back to our internal stakeholders, why an opportunity is important, and things like that. And that is often overlooked. So the first thing is over-promising functionality that the business can't deliver on. This is common, particularly in a B2B startup, when salespeople don't take the time to learn the functionality and, more importantly, the limitations of the functionality of the platform they're selling. Now, because they don't understand the functionality within the platform, and like I just mentioned, the limitations, they can actually creep into the gray area of where the features don't exist or promising roadmap items that aren't actually on the near-term roadmap. And this can create a huge amount of stress internally trying to figure out how to deliver it or manage the expectations of the client, particularly if it's a long-term arrangement. This could even have an effect on the reputation of the business out in the market as being known as a company that doesn't deliver on what they promised during the sales process. An easy fix to this situation is, as a salesperson, take a little extra time to understand the functionality within the platform. And if you're a founder, put your sales team through a rigorous training process and make them present back to you before they approach the market. This little bit of extra time can really save a huge amount of headaches in the future when it comes to over-promising in a sales situation. Now, the second main area where a sales team can cause unintended consequences is over-promising on timelines that can't be met. When a salesperson gets close to winning a deal, they really are hesitant to introduce any friction into that deal that may stop it from going forward. And that may cause them to overpromise on timelines or to commit on timelines that can't be met. Although it gets the deal through, it actually doesn't manage expectations and sets the business up to try to deliver to timelines, which causes a huge amount of stress in the business for the project team and the customer success team. Now, for a salesperson, this is a quick way to get a bad reputation in the business. The last thing we want as a sales team or a salesperson is have the project team or customer success or other internal groups within a business not wanting to work with us because we put the business under unnecessary stress without managing the expectations of a client. I once worked with an individual and he was so good at customer service with a client that nothing was a problem. Then he would come back into their business and ask the recruitment team at a recruitment company I was working for to fill orders within 30 minutes or by the end of the day, and it was 4:30. And it was an impossible task, and these people within the business were working to 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night trying to fill the role instead of simply managing the expectation of a client. which could have said, hey, we can do this tomorrow. We'd be able to get you a better kind of employee. Would that suit your needs? So it really has unintended consequences by not managing the client expectation on timelines. Now, these two examples that I mentioned today are really about over-promising and under-delivering. Now, going back to that video, I think we can all agree that lady didn't mean to cause that crash in the Tour de France. She just got overexcited in the moment and didn't consider how her actions would affect others. And that is often the same for salespeople. They get excited in the moment or get caught up talking to a client and don't often think about how their actions will affect those internally within the business. Nevertheless, this can have unintended consequences inside a business if a salesperson or a sales team continually makes promises that the business can't keep. It not only affects the reputation of the company, but also causes friction with internal teams and stops clients going through their buying journey and onboarding journey as quickly and as efficiently as possible. If you need help creating a winning B2B strategy for your business, I have a download below that might help. It also comes with an activity calculator, so you know exactly what activity you need to produce week on week to hit your revenue goals. So check it out. Now, if you like this video and you learned something, but I want to make sure I earn it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and even make a comment below. And I really appreciate your support. And be sure to check out my other videos here about how to use customer service as a differentiation strategy in your sales process. See you next time.